of tonight, you missed out on something really cool. We did an on-the-spot Explosions Got Talent. Yeah, we had a mini talent show. It was so cool. We had somebody playing panpipes, we had someone playing the guitar, we had gymnastics, we even had somebody who could say a really long memory verse off by heart. So we didn't have time even for the leaders to show their talent. So I thought I could show you what my talent is. And that is making myself disappear. Do you believe me? Yeah, I can. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Can you see me? Nope, I don't think you can see me. See, I've disappeared. I guess I better reappear for the rest of the video. So I want you to count me in. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. See, here I am again. I don't know if you really believe that I can disappear. Actually, my mum thinks I can disappear because when I was younger, she used to say, Abby, come and tidy your room. And then she said I would disappear for hours. So I don't know, maybe I was a little bit lazy when I was younger. Now the story today was about talents, but it's funny because the word talent or skill or ability that we use today in our English actually has its roots a long time ago in a word that meant money. And the Bible parable that we're going to look at today is all about some people who had some money to look after. Some of them were hardworking, some of them were a bit lazy, maybe a bit like I was when I was younger. So we're going to head down to the farm and listen to the story from Dan. And I think he's got a bit of extra help today.
Abby hasn't got your story for Explosion.
Oh, is it that time of the week already? I
Yep.
really haven't got time to fit it in today, Sim. Could you just tell her that I'll ask one of the girls to do it and
Yep.
I'll finish it off? Is that alright?
Okay, right.
My business is going so well, but I really could do with a break. I think I'm going to go on a break now. I'm looking for anyone who I can trust with my money and to keep this business going. Do you know anyone?
There's someone around here who can help me. Who can help me? Can you help me? Maybe not. Excuse me. Do you think you can help me? I'm going to leave you with this. Just see what you can do for it whilst I'm gone. Is that alright? Find someone else. Oh, perfect. Excuse me. I'm going to give you this. Do you think you could grow my business for me whilst I'm gone?
Yes, of course.
Still need one more person for all my money. I mean, I'm just going to make a few calls. My last little bit. And I can go on holiday. Excuse me. I'm going to give you this. Do you think you could kind of grow my business whilst I'm gone?
Yeah.
Finally on holiday, taking a break. Drink, please.
Yes, yes.
Had such a lovely holiday, but yeah, back to work today, so yeah, gotta get going.
Look at all the money I've made.
Oh my goodness, well done, fantastic. You must have been working hard.
I was working so hard for you.
Let's go and find out how the others did. Oh, I hope they haven't lost any of my money. How did it go?
Look, I made this much.
Oh, wow, brilliant. God, these people have been doing their job. How did it go?
Well, I just hid it in the garden shed because I know I couldn't lose any if I did that.
Oh. Did you see what happened in the story? 2 people worked really hard to use what they were given and make it even better, whereas one person didn't really work very hard and they kind of just left it alone and couldn't really be bothered.
This parable and last week's parable are quite similar. Last week, do you remember, we looked at how that Jesus is in us and that we're to be like beacons. His light in us is to shine out for everyone else to see. This week, Jesus is saying a similar thing in that he's gone away and he has left his gift, his talent in us. And he doesn't want us to shy away. He doesn't want us to hide it. He wants us to go out there and invest it. Invest in people, do good deeds, all for him.
And it made me start to think, I wonder what gifts we've been given by God. Now, they might be that you're good at making things. I definitely know a lot of you are good at that because I've seen the craft. It could be that you're good at being kind to people and you're good at helping others. And it made me think, how many of us are using those things that we know we're good at, that God's given us, to use it for him and to actually put that into practice? Now, this week, if you know you're good at making things, what could you make for someone else? Maybe to cheer them up. Or how could you be kind to other people? Because by doing that, we are pleasing God because we're doing some really nice things. We're also commanded by God to use the gifts and talents that he's given us. So when we get to the end of our lives, we want to be able to say that we worked really hard with what we were given. We don't want to get there and think, oh, I was quite lazy. God gave me a lot of nice things and I didn't really use them. We don't really want that to happen, do we? And God tells us if we do that and we follow what he's told us, we will receive a reward in heaven, which is great. And he will tell us, well done. He'll say, well done to each one of us if we are doing exactly what he says and working really hard.
Okay, so that eventually when he returns, it won't just be me going to heaven, but it'll be me and all of the other people that Jesus' life has touched through me. Does that make sense? So me talking to you and you talking to somebody else about Jesus is all part of Jesus' plan.
And we've also got to remember that when we're maybe doing something we don't really want to be working hard doing, you might be in school thinking, I don't really want to work hard. We must remember that we're actually working for God and not your teacher, even though you might be trying to please your teacher, for example. We must remember that we're working for God and that we should keep doing that.
So just remember that this week, guys. We're a bit like farmers. Jesus has entrusted us with a gift, with a talent. We can take it and we can invest it like the servant did and make so much more of it. What Jesus doesn't want us to do is like the last servant did and hide it away. Don't tell anybody and it'd just be a complete waste of time. So let's not hide it. Let's go out and share it.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I was supposed to be doing the explosion video, wasn't I? Oh, it's so easy to get distracted when you're supposed to be doing really hard work, isn't it? And that parable that Evie acted out was based on the parable that Jesus told in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 25. And he tells a story about this businessman that goes off to a far country and leaves his money with 3 servants. And as we heard from Evie, 2 of the servants, they used the money to grow the business and make more money. They worked really hard. And the 3rd servant was lazy and hid the money in the ground. And Jesus tells that the businessman says, well done to the hard-working, faithful servants. Now, you can read more about this on the worksheets that are attached to the email with the highlights video, and there's some puzzles and the memory verse on there for you too. Well, I tell you some people who I think have been hardworking over the last 3 weeks, and that's the guys that are coming along to Explosion Club on Zoom. We've been so amazed by the brilliant crafts and the worksheets they've been filling in and all the learning of the memory verses. And I tell you something else, it's really encouraged me and all the leaders to see you guys learning parts of the Bible, learning about the story and making crafts that other people can enjoy. You've been encouraging and working hard for the Lord. Well done. You've also managed to earn a few points, haven't you, which is great. Now, I'll tell you somebody else who's been working really hard, and that is Tish. She always makes such fantastic craft videos for us to follow along with. So let's have a look at what she's made for us to do this week. Oh, I love those little bags. That's such a fab idea. Thanks, Tish. And, I think it's a really good idea to give myself a reminder of the kind of things that I should be doing to serve Jesus really, really well. Because sometimes I get selfish and I forget. So it'd be great if you can make those bags and tell us how you got on with them. Now, we learned a memory verse this week that tells us about what our attitude should be when we are doing things. So here's Jess from her garden on the moor to tell us what this week's memory verse is.
Okay, so this week's memory verse is a little bit longer than some of the others, so I thought why not make some actions and make it a little bit easier for us to remember. So it is, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, working for the Lord and not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. And this memory verse really links into what Evie was saying when she was talking about those talents that each one of us had. She said maybe you're good at making because you are good at the crafts, and singing or being nice. Whatever you do, you need to work at it, and that work is for the Lord, so you can spread His word and His joy to everyone around you. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, working for the Lord and not for human masters. Colossians 3:23.
So that is a really good memory verse to learn, isn't it? I know I need to hide that one in my heart and make sure that I'm doing everything really well because I'm serving Jesus. And I think that no one is going to be particularly helped if I disappear this week. So I'm going to get my thinking cap on and think about what skills and abilities Jesus has given me to be able to spread His love to others this week and bless them. I wonder if you can think about things that you can be doing in order to show Jesus' love to everybody. And we would love it if you joined us next Tuesday at Explosion Club Online to hear about the next parable that Jesus told and have loads of fun together. So until then, bye for now.